Hey guys, what's up? It's the Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite TV shows, movies, and animes. And today I'm going to be doing a movie roundup video where I talk about the movies, TV shows, and animes I watched in the last couple of weeks or so. So yeah, September has been a crazy month. I've been extremely busy, and never in my entire life have I watched so many films within 2 weeks. It's honestly making me go a little bit insane. But starting off on September 1st, I believe, I watched Didi by Sean Wang. And it's kinda meh. I like how slice of life it is, but everything else is just mediocre. The characters are obnoxious, the plot lines are weak, and the character interactions feel very un-Asian to me. And it's just a very safe and inoffensive film that could have been way more interesting, but it didn't go that way. 7 out of 10. Then I watched Jane Campion's The Piano. I finally got to watch this film after planning to watch it for months. It is a beautiful, elegant period romance melodrama. A bulk of the film has a very documentarian pacing to it, but the amazing performances made up for it. The ending, however, feels like it came out of nowhere, so it was a little bit head-scratching, but overall, a really beautiful film. Strong 8 out of 10. Then for my animation class, I watched The Adventures of Prince Ahmed, which is apparently one of the earliest, if not the earliest, stop-motion animation film of all times. The jangly characters are unexpectedly off-putting and weird, and there's a lot of Orientalism and exoticism in the story. That's undeniable. But even so, it is a fantastical roller coaster ride, and I appreciate it as a piece of animation history. On the same class, we watched Fantastic Mr. Fox by Wes Anderson, and this is my second time watching this film. It's a double feature. Holy shit, it's amazing. This film is amazing. It's way better than the last time I saw it. This is essentially a middle-class American drama disguised as a kid's animation film. Not only does every shot look amazing, but Wes Anderson's commentary on identity and consumerism is very thought-provoking. Not a single scene is wasted. 9 out of 10. Then on Wednesday, for my TV class, we watched The Eric Andre Show Season 4 Episode 8, which is a masterpiece, and we watched Black Mirror's Nosedive. This is one of the episodes in Black Mirror. This, as expected, is a very ham-fisted and on the nose and a we live in a society episode. And it feels like a very shallow take on social media and how we act because of social media. Not gonna lie, there are some great concepts and great ideas in the story, but when you only have 60 minutes to explore this concept, characters just turn into archetypes, and scenes just happen without any realism to it. If only it's funny and self-aware, and if it's British with its dry humor, it would have worked way better. 6 out of 10. Then I watched Mononoke, the anime. And it's fucking amazing. It's colorful, it's eccentric, it's idiosyncratic, it's unsettling, it's chaotic, it's artistic. Every story arc unveils something dark, yet handles it in such a tasteful way. I highly recommend this anime. It's one of the best I've ever seen. 9 out of 10. Then on my birthday, I watched Late Spring. Watch my full-length YouTube review on YouTube. I wanted to love this film, but I just didn't love it as much. I do feel that it is a great film. It has great performances, great storytelling. It just didn't really click with me as much as Tokyo Story did. So I definitely need a rewatch for Late Spring. For now, I'm giving it a light 9 out of 10. Then for my silent film class, I watched Hell's Hinges, which is a pro-Christian silent film from the 1910s. And the main character looks like Ryan Gosling, and that's all you need to know about this film. And I'm not giving it a rating because I genuinely can't. Then I saw In the Heat of the Sun by Jiang Wen. This is the first Jiang Wen film I've ever seen, and it is a really confident directorial debut. Great camera work, great sense of pacing, great child performances, and a very interesting setting of 1970s Beijing. However, this film is a few steps away from being psychological and a few steps away from having any socio-political commentary. For some reason, this film feels held back. Maybe not because of censorship, but because the writing just didn't go as far, considering that it is adapted from a novel. Still, it's a very great film. Highly recommend this one as well if you're trying to get into Chinese cinema. 8 out of 10. Then for my silent film class, I watched a bunch more silent films. Again, I can't really rate them because there really isn't much story in them anyways. Then I watched Millennium Actress for my animation class. Holy shit, this is a fucking masterpiece. I considered filming a review for this, but I didn't have time. But if I could, I would. Kon Satoshi, I am convinced, is one of the most creative filmmakers of all time. Millennium Actress is like 20-something films stitched together, but it still somehow makes sense. There are so many amazing creative choices, especially the editing, that makes it one of a kind. The way we jump from movie to reality, back to movie, back to reality through editing is mind-blowing. And in its core, there's a beautiful emotional story. I love this movie to death. 9 out of 10. Strong 9. Then I watched the Gigalo, or the Gigalo? I don't know. So I watched this because I am in search for a bad Hong Kong film. And rest assured, this is one of the worst I've ever seen. It's essentially a softcore porn movie about how to become a Sigma male. Sometimes it's so awkward and bad, it's actually funny. Sometimes it tries so hard to be heterosexual, it ends up having homosexual undertones. And for some reason, there's a fucking Paul Schrader reference in there. 2 out of 10. Then I saw Filbis for my silent film class, which is an Italian silent film about a girl who does a bit of trolling. Then I saw Todo sobre mi madre, or All About My Mother, on 35mm at the theaters, and it is a very interesting film. I'm not as good with European films as I am with Asian films, so there are a lot of cultural context that I'm probably not reading as well. It is a very dense film for me. There are a lot of characters, a lot of changing emotions, a lot of commentary on motherhood, HIV, transgender. There's a play inside a movie, maybe there's a meta movie in there somewhere. There are a lot of mother figures and father figures and so on and so forth. The production design is amazingly colorful, and the music is surprisingly jazzy. And overall, it is a very moving story about womanhood, and the comedic elements are okay, but the tragic elements are really emotional, and they actually hit me quite a bit. But I definitely need to rewatch this film a couple more times in order to fully grasp all the characters and all the storylines. 9 out of 10. Then I watched Trap by M. Night Shyamalan. A lot of people dislike it for how silly it is, but that's the exact reason why I like it. It's silly, it's goofy, it makes no sense, the dialogues are trash, some of the performances are terrible, but that's why it's so damn entertaining. There's something almost charming about it. 7 out of 10. Then for my silent film class, I watched even more silent films. Yes, they keep coming. The syllabus, it's so long. Oh my god. I don't have a lot to say other than the fact that the Charlie Chaplin films are pretty funny, but surprisingly, A Pair of Tights is really funny. And if you sped up this short film and add some silly music, it could have easily been a Gen Z meme. Finally, I watched Kaiju number 8, the anime. I finished watching it last night, and while it is a very fun anime, it's way too derivative of Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen, Chainsaw Man, and even Evangelion. The characters feel flat, and the storytelling feels safe. And another very silly thing is that the episode titles literally spoils what happens in the episode. 6 out of 10. So yeah, these are the animes, movies, and TV shows I watched in the last couple of weeks or so. I'm gonna watch even more in the second half of September. I know, it's crazy. So what have you watched? Comments below, let me know, subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching.